Have you ever just caught yourself staring out a window or maybe looking at old photos, and you just stop and ask yourself, am I capable of more? It's a deeply emotional question, right? And honestly, it's one almost every single one of us faces when we take a hard look at our lives and our true potential. But deep down, you probably already know the answer. You know there's a stronger, more confident, just more successful version of yourself waiting to break out. But actually getting there? Yeah, that's the real challenge we're going to unpack today.
Now, overcoming self-doubt isn't about some secret magic trick. There's no potion you drink to suddenly wake up fearless. It literally starts with a single, firm decision. You just have to decide to stop doubting yourself, to tune out those negative voices, and genuinely believe your future can actually be better than your present. Think about the people you admire most. They were once totally ordinary too. They had fears, they had days they wanted to throw in the towel, but they made a conscious decision to just keep going.
So, welcome to today's Explainer. We're taking some incredibly powerful insights and turning them into a structured guide we're calling The Architect of Your Own Potential, a practical playbook. I am absolutely thrilled to walk through this with you. We're going to take these big, broad concepts and turn them into a highly actionable, step-by-step guide. By the time we wrap up, you'll have a super clear framework for stepping fully into your true potential. Here's the roadmap for today. First, the story inside your head. Second, identifying your personal excuses. Third, motivation versus daily discipline. Fourth, building daily discipline habits. And finally, number 5, trusting the slow process. Let's dive right in.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the story inside your head.
You know, it is so easy to blame our lack of progress on the outside world, but the sources we're looking at make a really striking claim. The absolute biggest obstacle in your life is not your circumstances. No way. It's not a lack of money, it's not a lack of opportunities, and it's definitely not a lack of talent. Those are just external factors. The actual heaviest anchor that's holding you back, it's internal. It's the story you've been telling yourself over and over again until, well, you actually started believing it was the truth.
Which brings us to Section 2, identifying your personal excuses.
The source material actually warns us about these specific sneaky whispers of fear. You know the ones, things like, maybe you're not good enough, or maybe it's too late, or the classic, maybe you should just give up. Do any of those sound familiar? Because I know I've heard them. And little by little, these thoughts become your reality. But here's the major takeaway for this entire explainer. We have to stop treating these thoughts as facts. We need to call them out for what they really are, excuses. They are highly personal excuses designed to keep you safe, comfortable, and ultimately stuck exactly where you are right now. And let's be real, the world doesn't reward excuses, it rewards action. Moving on to Section 3, motivation versus daily discipline. Okay, so if we're going to drop these excuses, we need to take a hard look at the tools we're using. The source explicitly points out that motivation, well, it comes and goes. Waiting around for it is a massive trap. You just can't rely on a fleeting feeling that might decide not to show up on a rainy Tuesday morning. But discipline? Discipline stays. Discipline is what actually gets you out of bed when you're dead tired. It keeps you grinding when you feel totally discouraged. Success, really, is just showing up when you don't feel like it and putting in the work when absolutely nobody is watching. Discipline is the engine that literally turns your dreams into reality.
Let's get practical with Section 4, building daily discipline habits.
I want you to really consider the power of just 1%. Imagine for a second where you could be exactly 1 year from now if you didn't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. What if, instead, you just focused on getting 1% better every single day? The compounding effect of that tiny daily improvement is mathematically and practically staggering. You absolutely do not need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving. Those small actions, repeated day in and day out, create truly extraordinary results.
So how does this translate into real life? Well, the source maps out some incredibly accessible steps to build these habits. Step 1, just read 1 extra chapter. Step 2, squeeze in just 1 extra workout a week. Step 3, dedicate 1 extra hour to learning a new skill. And Step 4, take just 1 extra step toward your big goal today. See, it's a completely replicable step-by-step habit routine. And doing this forces you to stop comparing your timeline to everyone else's. Their journey is not your journey. Actually, scratch that. Your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. By taking these tiny extra actions, you're actively building up that muscle of daily discipline.
And finally, Section 5, trusting the slow process.
Think about it like this. You plant a seed, but you don't expect a full-grown tree the very next day, right? Yet so many of us quit way too early in life. People put in a solid week of disciplined work, and the second they don't see massive, life-changing results, they just throw their hands up and quit. But guys, that is not how life works. Growth takes time. Building your dreams takes time. The real question you gotta ask yourself is this: are you willing to stay patient while you become the person you're meant to be? Because slow progress, it's still progress.
And look, while you're waiting for that seed to grow, life is absolutely going to test you. There will be failures, there will be rejection, but you have to remember that the struggle isn't your enemy here. It's your teacher. When you hit those days where you're questioning yourself, wondering if all this effort is even worth it, just remember that every single setback is teaching you a lesson. Every difficult day is actively preparing you for that better future. The struggle is literally the resistance you need to grow stronger. So keep this in mind. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Years from now, you are either going to be incredibly proud that you took action today, or you'll deeply, deeply regret that you didn't. You have so much potential inside you. Don't waste another single moment wishing you had started earlier. The absolute best time to kick off this journey is right now.
And that brings us to our final thought. Based on everything we've unpacked in this explainer today, from identifying and dropping those personal excuses in your head to harnessing the incredible power of building daily discipline habits, what is the one excuse you are going to drop today? Seriously, don't let fear dictate your future anymore. Stand up, take action, and become the architect of your own potential. I really hope this guide gave you the structured clarity you need to keep pushing forward. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I challenge you to take that very first step the second you walk away.